What is truth? The age-old question that still today we ask. Truth is more than an equation, more than just the task. Truth is deeper than the proofs and everything you'd hope to bring. Truth is more than all the notes and the silence in between. Truth is something that forever you could seek and still be just on the edge and ever on the brink. So don't give up when you feel lost, because already there's a cost and it's been paid. And no matter what, you may be right and you may be wrong, but even if you're right, you could be wrong, because there's got to be love in the midst of the song. Hey, what's up, Maybe Gravy? Can we see you? Oh, there's the girl. There's the pure love. The 12-year-old pit bull chilling, getting her sniffs in. Well, everybody, I'm working on it, I'm trying not to go crazy granny on your asses and my asses because this world is much too much. And I've had just about enough of it, honestly. But it's also amazing and splendiferous, and I would love to stick around. I could do this like full-time, all the time, forever, if that was the calling, But there's just certain things in this life that get to be such a wear out. The incessant arguing, the freaking insistence on our own version of reality, and all these hills that people are willing to die on, which aren't actually worth dying on. It's like what we need to do is actually create the circle where that's worth living in. Create the space that's worth living in together. And stop freaking trying to be right, and stop being so extreme and like making our opinions about worldly affairs the most important thing. And being right, being so convinced of ourselves that we can't even hear somebody else's opinion. I mean, how deluded can we be? How deluded can we be to where we're so fired up about our side of the argument that we aren't even loving anymore? I mean, who cares at that point? What a joke, I mean, everybody come on. More than the structure is the juice that flows. We've all got to exhibit the fruits of love. The greatest philosophy in the world is useless without love. The freaking most formulated math equations, all the proofs, this person, they're so right, they got it all figured out, to the point that everybody else that doesn't agree with them is wrong, but there's no love. Emptiness, worthless, nobody cares, and nobody needs it. Nobody needs your super intellectual, hyper inflated, amazing theory if there's no love in it. So I'm working on it. God knows we're all working on it. It's a tiresome affair, though, sometimes, I gotta be honest. And it's like I came into this world like whistling a tune and keeping it positive and, smiley, hippity, happity, hoppity, Easter's on its way. And I'm 51 now, and I'm getting worn down, bro. I used to wonder, jaded? How does somebody become jaded? When there's so much joy to be had. But now I understand, you know? And I used to wonder the same thing about people that committed suicide. And unfortunately, I've come to understand a little bit more about like why someone would consider that. And I'm not saying I'm suicidal, but I'm just wanting to say hello, everyone. Wherever you are, whatever you may be going through, I validate you. I love you. You will be vindicated in your own way, because you had your own way to go through. And that's really the thing here. You know, everybody wants to get to that known destination and then argue for it. But if they say, you know, it's about the journey, not the destination. So stop it. And just work on loving yourself and everyone else. And extending grace to everyone, including yourself. Stop guilt tripping yourself and everyone else. Stop holding on to shit. And just reconnect with that little effervescent upwelling of life and joy and truth that is within us all. We just have to slow down long enough to hear its little percolation and feel its upwelling and its uprising, and then let it overflow and be of service in that way in all of our relationships and all of our situations and everything we are and everywhere we go and everything we do. Let that love, let that grace be the overflowing and predominant factor. Being right is futile in a world of illusion. So guess what? You don't have to be right anymore. You don't have to be the one that's perfect and doing everything correctly and understanding everything correctly. You just need to be a sweetheart and extend grace and seek to understand people. You know, rather than like make sure that you're understood by everyone and that everything you're doing is okay and blah, 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 blah. Come on now. Come on now. Love, faith, hope, and love. Those are the only three things that remain. And of course, it is said that the greatest of these things is love. And so, if nothing else remains, as passionate as we may be, what are we fighting for? We have to let it go. We really have to let it go. We have to trust. You know, fortunately, we're not in charge. We only have a little bit of influence over this. And more than be extending, we actually need to be receiving the grace and the invisible light that's swirling about within and without. So, stop it. Stop it, Lancy Pantsy. Put it down. Let it go. Let yourself and everyone know that love is all there is and it's all right. And I don't care what you did. I love you. And I'm not judging your limited mortal self. I'm seeing your immortal, eternal, true essence. That's what I'm looking for. Because that's the thing. Whatever we are looking for, that's what we find. So keep that in mind and receive the blessing. Be a blessing. Remind yourself and others how beautiful they are, how loved they are, how intimately and forever connected they are. That's all. You may be in the remote area You may be by yourself, you may be just with one or two people. But if you can bring that light and that influence, perhaps that's your mission. This is such a transitory space we're in here on planet Earth. And we're not here for ourselves only. We're here to serve. We're here to bring the hot tea and the honey, the sweetness, the life, the reminders, the encouragement. Be the light in the dark places, and you'll be lit up and receive many graces. Aloha, much love to everyone. Till next time. Keep shining.